This is not a safe space. It definitely isn't safe. We're trying to create chaos. I'm not joking about leading a revolt in kindergarten. Me and my friends were jumping off my dresser, Swanton bombing onto the bed while listening to Barbie Girl. Don't be a bigot. Are you affected by the male body? Is it because it's a black male body? Are you racist?
No, it looks delicious.
That is what the people want to see. That is what the ladies want to see. And some of the men and some of the non-binary folks.
Everybody want to do a podcast.
But ain't nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. We had to start. Listen to me. It's already been difficult. We haven't even published anything yet. We're already getting into arguments. You know what I mean? We're already dysfunctional. Angel made me start this podcast.
That's it.
He made me. And that's why I'm protesting by starting it with my shirt off.
Not wearing a shirt.
Yeah, and he is homophobic because he didn't want to show himself because, people would say something if I'm in a room with a dude with his shirt off. He hates the gays. I'm putting that on record. He hates the gays. Angel, dirty motherfucker. What do you have to say for yourself, Angel?
Nothing. This is your podcast.
This is not my podcast. This is our podcast. See? Now this is what's going to happen.
Now when you have a shirt off.
This is what's going to happen. This is what's happened. People are like, Will's the Beyonce and then Angel's the the fourth member of Destiny's. I almost said Beyonce.
Our friends are ruthless.
I don't give up. Again, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to call us gay? We call each other gay in the group chat a million times. The male group chat, listen, girls want to complain about what dudes like I saw you liking this girl's picture, I saw you putting heart eyes, blah 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 blah. Bitch, listen, hold up. Shut up, bitch. You don't know darkness, okay? You haven't seen the group chat, okay? And we know girls' group chats are wild too. You talk about how bad dudes screw you and their dick sizes and all that other stuff. We don't care. That's whatever. Girl shit talk is nothing compared to dude shit talk. And this is how I'll prove it. You know this instinctually. If a girl makes a joke towards a guy, an inappropriate joke, the guy, even if he takes it bad, is just gonna be like, whatever. If a dude makes an inappropriate joke to a girl, that will shatter her feelings. That is minuscule in comparison to the wild shit we say on group text. I should be charged with hate crimes for the things that are shared in the male group chat. That's also why I don't like being in group text. I hate group text. I'm in a lot of group texts, and I don't participate in them at all. There is one. And
5 of them will be the same, just with one different person.
Bro,
too.
I hate it. I hate it so goddamn much. I hate it so much. I actually got into an argument because a group of friends who will not be mentioned, obviously, they have 5 group chats. They have a Facebook group chat. They have a Twitter group chat. They have an Instagram group chat. They have an iMessage group chat. I had to download Signal because we had to start another group chat. We have an email. Bro, there's too many goddamn group chats. And one time in one of the group chats, we added a 60-year-old man, 60-year-old man. And this was during the height of the Panini. And he said some, at the time, insensitive things in the group chat, and everyone got in a hullabaloo. And my response to it was, maybe we shouldn't have had a wedding group chat. Why do we need to add so many goddamn group chats? Maybe that wouldn't have happened if we just sent an email. We didn't need to start a group chat for the wedding. We could have just sent emails, time and place, and that's it. That's it. It's that simple. But no, we need a group. We need a Twitch group chat. We need this group chat. I hate group chats because there's all kinds of, what are the different kinds of people in group chats? in group text. There's the one person that always is posting everything all day, every day, right?
When they should be working.
Right? There's the like two other people that 25-50% of the time they'll participate, and then there are the ghosts. They're the people that just kind of exist and just they're voyeurs essentially in the group chat.
I'm a ghost.
Actually no. I'm a kamikaze. I'm the wild card. I might say some stuff. I might share some stuff. I might throw in. You might not see me for months. I might not reply to it for months, and then I'll be like, I don't even know what I can say, but I'll drop something. Wild card, bitches.
No, guys, why are the brakes working?
Because I cut the brakes. Wild card, bitches. Yeah.
No word of a lie. I have dropped that exact clip in a group text, or someone dropped it about me. So yeah. That was my little soliloquy about group text. I don't think I can get any much more material off that. I'm also distracted by the fucking melanin. God damn it, I look good. You were talking all that shit. You shouldn't have a shirt. You have a shirt off. This looks great.
I'm going to censor your nipples.
Don't you son of a bitch. Don't you censor my chocolate chips.
Butterfly stickers or emojis or stars.
Do not censor my Hershey's Kisses. That is what the people want to see. That is what the ladies want to see, and some of the men and some of the non-binary folks.
We don't have comments yet, but feel free to comment on how you feel about that.
Feel free
More
to
nips,
comment.
Less nips.
Feel free to comment. And if it's you, Mom, I don't know how the hell
Gray sweatpants, no sweatpants.
I don't know how you figured out how to get on the internet, but go back to watching Golden Girls. Okay, Mom?
I love
comment
the Golden
on
Girls,
this.
man.
The Golden Girls is
Classic.
fire. Out of all the Golden Girls, who would you sleep with? It has to be Betty White.
It's pretty classic.
It has to be. Blanche is too much of a whore. It's too obvious. She's too obvious of a choice.
Now we got more tech. We could actually look this up.
We can look this up in real time. Because you know what?
Everyone.
Technology. What is it?
Ooh, okay.
Those are the trio.
Okay.
Wait,
Betty had it.
Betty
had
White
it.
can get it.
Yeah.
You know Betty White's a Knight Rider. R.I.P.
Ooh.
R.I.P. Who is it? I don't even know.
One from the
I only know
left.
Blanche. I don't even know. Is Betty White's character named Dorothy? I swear to
Dude,
God,
I don't know. I
Dorothy.
was like maybe 4 or 5, 6.
Shout out to one of our friends that slept with a girl named Meredith.
Betty White is Rose.
Rose? Betty White is Rose? Fantastic. I'll deflower that rose.
It's already getting inappropriate.
What else? This is dead. Listen, you forced me to do this. Like, what do you want to talk about, my guardian angel?
No. I just want us to chill, talk about whatever comes up.
The vibes. Well,
until we get some recommendations.
That's true. So yeah, no, I feel like the hardest part about starting a podcast is consistency. Like anything.
Putting in work.
Anything in life starting is consistency. You can go to the gym one time and you feel good about yourself. And you go the second time, you don't feel as good. 3-4 times, now your body's getting sore.
You already got the beginner gains, plateaus.
You're fucking, you know what I mean? Life's happening. You get back into the old routine. And
but
that's
don't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop, bad boy.
You quit too early? Nah.
It's important.
Not a sprint.
And it's important to have people around you that push you to do those things, because essentially that's what happened here. Angel was like, we need to do a podcast. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Or you need haters too.
You definitely need haters. Absolutely. But yeah, the hardest part is starting. The hardest part is truly starting. And you just got to start. Just do shit. I know people are going to be watching this if this is another one that we start. Or
whoever's still watching must really like your nipples.
Listen, if you're just watching this for shallow reasons because you like looking at my body.
Switch to the audio version.
I like looking at my body too. I'm one of those weird narcissists. You know what I mean? I hate hearing my voice. My voice, I feel like I sound like a fucking words are hard. Prepubescent teenager, but my body looks like a fucking UFC fighter, like the middleweight champion of the world.
This Saturday, Izzy.
You know, shout out to Israel Adesanya, the last style bender, Naija boy.
You
He's
know
going
it.
to beat that Potan rubbish Brazilian fool. He's going to beat him. And bring home the championship with the jollof rice. I have good daughter for him to marry. I need to work on my Nigerian accent if I'm gonna act crazy like
Hang
that.
out with David more.
I do. Why are we saying names? But there's many.
No one
there's
knows
many.
who that is.
There's many.
I have a lot
You
of
don't
David
know.
friends.
That's right.
Common name.
But no
Great
names.
name. Beautiful.
Listen, we're not. What are we? The goddamn
You mean
FBI?
like when I dropped Adidas?
Yeah, like come on. No names. No names. Okay, unless they're public figures. If they're public figures, then it's whatever. You know what I mean? But the personal people, we're gonna try.
Don't
and
we gotta
protect.
call out individuals, not groups?
Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck you, Lex Friedman. Sorry, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Lex.
We love Lex Friedman too. Hopefully, we get to a big enough platform where we can get Lex Friedman on the podcast and talk about love and AI and human nature and all this other stuff. I fucking love Lex Friedman. And shout out to Lex Friedman for having that podcast with Kanye. That's how you have discourse. You don't. God damn it! Why am I burping so goddamn much? Is it because my
We
shirt's
ate a
off?
lot after.
It's very true. No, but that's how you have conversations. That's how you think someone has bad ideas. Address them. You can't cancel people. You know, and we're not gonna get too much into that because we've already talked about it. We can go over that for days and days and days and days. But essentially, shout out Lex Friedman for calling out Kanye for calling out a group of people and not individuals. But here in this show, we calling out groups. Calling out groups. We're calling out all of them. We're generalizing. We're racially profiling. We're stereotyping. All that other stuff. Bitches ain't shit. Dudes ain't shit. I was gonna say something wild. I was gonna say absolutely. I'm trying not to get canceled, but I also kind of want to get
inappropriate.
canceled.
Not a lot of.
Because we see people get canceled on the biggest stages. What happens when just starting out? Like how aggressive is the canceling for like those just starting out?
Exist in the beginning. I'm sure it's not.
That's very true. So you can say the wildest shit. You know, the unfortunate part about our society is that if you do start saying more wild shit, more people will pay attention. If I'm here just spreading love, light, and positivity, people are just gonna be like, okay, cool, that's whatever. But if I say that broads have one place to be and that's in the kitchen, that's gonna go crazier than anything.
He doesn't mean that though. I know you.
Oh, I mean it. I mean it. It's like the Andrew Schultz bit. You know, the best culture, the best foods around the world are where the wife stayed in the kitchen. All the places were like, oh, women's rights and all this other stuff. Food, trash. I know girls that can barely make scrambled eggs. And I know the retort. Listen, I know the retort, okay? This is why I'm a great orator, because I know both sides of the argument, okay? Let me look at the goddamn camera. Oh my God, but this is Western society. This is a caveman world. Men, you need to know how to cook too. I know how to cook. You don't. If you burn toast, you are terrible. If you don't know how to make a basic scrambled eggs, you're off. Like, fix your life. Not even to be with a man. Not even to be with a man. I'm not saying this for the ladies to be like, oh, I need a man. Learn how to make food for yourself. Like, even men. That's also stupid. You're going to wait for a bitch.
A lot of our boys are actually some of the best cooks I know. I love going over.
Chefing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. No, you at least need to know how to make 3 basic meals. 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, 1 for dinner. If you only want to eat once a day, which is very healthy if you're getting the amount of calories and macros you're supposed to, then yeah, just learn 1 meal. But you can't not cook. That's atrocious.
There's no way to be healthy if you eat out, no matter how healthy it looks.
No, you can't do it because that's essentially what I do. I just buy food because I'm trying to do other things. But it's expensive.
And it's expensive.
Bro, the worst thing about our culture is that we've commodified unhealthy eating. Like the most profit, the best profit margin, is from the unhealthiest food. Think about this. This is the dumbest thing.
And that's the easiest to get.
Bro, this is the dumbest thing. Here, I'm going to ask you a question. What's the smallest part of the grocery store? What's the smallest section?
I don't know. Dairy, meats, butcher.
The healthy food section. Think about it. In every grocery store, there's a healthy food section.
There's some I don't even know if they have one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's either so small, it's pretty much insignificant, or it just doesn't exist. That's where we're at as a Western society. The fall of Western society is real. We are in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Or the whole store is a Whole Food store. In which case the prices are wild.
Exactly. That goes back to the point. Just to eat healthy, I gotta go to Whole Foods and spend $40 on a fruit salad, which slaps ridiculously. Watermelon, kiwi, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, cantaloupe, honeydew, mango, pineapple, and you know what the pineapple.
Although, yeah, that's give us our own shake, Erwan. Give us our own shake.
Give me my camera. You know what pineapple's for. You know? You know. It's for the nasty people, for the heathens. Don't be nasty. Yeah, they know what we're talking about, but it's very wild that health is such an expensive. It's easier to be unhealthy and sad and miserable and all these things than it is to be like a good human being. You know? I mean, to be a good human being is actually easy if that's what you pursue and you think of it as easy, but in our society we're incentivized to be unhealthy. You know, I told someone that, they're like, "What do you mean incentivized?" Everything leads you down the pathway easier to get to a certain outcome. Again, I can feed my kids with just Oreo cookies and all this other stuff. Just carbo load them to shit so they have energy and stuff like that. Because I'm a mom working, a single mom working at 2 jobs, trying to put food on the table. I just need to give them Mr. Noodles, cookies, and some juice boxes, and they'll be fine. And all that stuff is absolute garbage. Absolute garbage for your kids. Being healthier now and having the body of a god, you know, having the body of an Adonis, I look like a Hershey's milk bar. You know, like the Hershey's where they have like the splits? You take a piece off. That's what I look like, you know. And people often say that I'm very humble, but I want to get back away from that. But since becoming more healthy and like aware of my health, I realized I was a goddamn moron when I was younger because of like the way I was living. Not because I myself am a moron, because again, I am a genius. I actually got when I was growing up in school, I always used to get like little notes in the agenda that used to say, Will hasn't been, it's the first day of school. Will has caused many disruptions. He's disrupting all the other children from learning. Please talk to him about it. 3 weeks later. It's 3 weeks later. Will still hasn't done his homework from the first day of school. He's still being a nuisance. And yeah, we need him to shape up. Halfway through the school year, Will has done absolutely nothing but cause mayhem. He's flipped over garbage cans. He's led a revolt. That, by the way, is very true. I'm not joking about leading a revolt in kindergarten. And yeah, he's just being an overall menace. So teachers thought I was dumb as shit. And then one day, I think in like grade 4 or grade 5 or something, we're going over like multiplication tables or some shit. And I, again, wasn't paying attention, just trying to be the class clown, make everybody laugh. And my teacher, shout out Miss Torlakis, she asked me a question. And I I answered it and just went back to talking shit. And she later gave me an IQ test and found out that I was actually really, really smart. And talked to her husband, who was a university professor at the time, and said this child is probably gifted. He's just bored in class, so that's why he's causing mayhem. So they suggested that I went to. They suggested I went to a school for the gifted. They sat down with my parents, and my parents left it to me, and my answer was basically, I want to stay in the hood and do hood rat things with my friends. But I was a kid, so obviously that was the choice I was gonna make. But looking back at it, even just thinking of me being a nuisance and all that other stuff, bro, I also hopped up on sugar and sweets and Reese's Pieces. I don't even think we had Reese's Pieces.
I don't remember
back then, starting in the 90s. But I was all hopped up on Reese's peanut butter cups and Lay's chips and McDonald's
so bad.
and
Sodas,
bro, sodas,
Pacific,
cream soda, cream soda Crush,
Capri
all that
Sun.
shit. Capri Suns. Yeah, we had Capri Suns. Actually, no, we didn't have Capri Suns in Canada. We got them later. But I was hopped up on Gushers and fruit roll-ups and all that shit. Bro, I was retarded because
I didn't eat good till college, till we started really working out.
Nah, exactly. You know what I mean? And luckily I did a little bit of sports, but basically I was fueling my body with absolute garbage. But I was a child. I was a literal furnace.
This is what happens when you leave kids to their own devices.
It's not even leave kids to your own device. Yes, it is, because my parents were working very hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My parents were immigrants. My dad has 5 kids. My mom has 5 kids. I'm the 11th, or I'm the 6th on both sides, but I have 10 step siblings. And yeah, when you're doing that and you're trying to bring all your kids in from Jamaica or Trinidad, and you have your one little Canadian kid, you're just like, yo, man, just fend for yourself. And that's pretty much how I developed as a human being. But again, like I said, reflecting on it and thinking of like how like foggy my brain is and foggy my brain was, and how pretty much ADHD I was and just couldn't pay attention and sit in my seat and do all that stuff. It's because I was just freaking hopped up on sugar. I used to literally eat sugar packs. No word of a lie. My dad used to take me to the racetrack and he used to give me money for food, for like hot dogs and shit. And I would just keep the money and just eat sugar. Because I was just like, I eat candy anyways. Candy is just sugar, so let me just eat sugar. And I would run my balls off all around the goddamn Woodbine racetrack until he was done, and then just pass out in the car because I just had a carb crash or sugar crash. But that goes back to the main point. Like, kids are having a hard time, I think, especially, like, there's not just junk food now. There's just junk information. There's junk technology. Like, you have most of these kids are just face down in an iPad or an iPhone, just inundated with colors and cartoons and
before they even know how to use it.
24/7. Bro, I used to be bored out of my mind going around with my parents. Kids have zero boredom. They're always plugged in all times, all day, every day. So it's the same thing like eating a sugary diet. Like, it's just junk shit all the time. And like I said, I didn't have the luxuries of kids today, and I still was friggin' stupid as shit. My brain was so foggy. Like, it was very difficult. And thinking back, like, if I fueled my body how I fuel it now and do the exercise regimen and lift weights and all those other things, I'd be a living god. You know what I mean? I'd be spectacular. I mean, not that I'm art. Just look at this. Drink this all in.
This is just 2 years progress. Will was hella skinny before.
I was hella skinny. You know what I mean? My friends used to tell me that I had no chest. You know how embarrassing that is? They told me I had the chest of a fucking 7-year-old schoolgirl, 7-year-old Asian schoolgirl. It was awful. It was an awful existence, And now I can, we're still working on the titty dance, but it's getting there, one at a time, Take a sip of my goddamn water. But yeah, even that, I didn't really drink water. I just drank like sodas and stuff. Like, drank Dr. Pepper 24/7. Didn't properly hydrate. And I used to get terrible migraines.
Water?
Bro, I used to get the worst migraines like imaginable. Because I wasn't hydrating. I was just like, oh, my head hurts. Oh, let me grab a Dr. Pepper. Like, what? I love Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is so... Huh? Bro, Dr. Pepper, shout out Dr. Pepper. You know what I mean?
How many ingredients in there? I don't know.
23. You know what I mean? That's also why I drank it. I was like 23. Michael Jordan. Yeah, done deal. And it was delicious. And then when they dropped the vanilla and cherries. Shout out to what's it called? No, not Catch Me Outside guy. Lil AG's. You know what I mean? Oh, say less. Yeah, no, it was fantastic. Absolutely. Dr. Pepper and root beer all the time, all day, every day. Zero water. Absolutely zero. You know what I mean? I was like, my stomach hurts. Meanwhile, I'm pissing brown.
Unless we were playing outside and you had to drink out of the hose.
You had to drink out of the hose. And that's
You
also
didn't
why
care.
our microbiomes were so strong, because we are taking all that bacteria and all that shit. You dig? I used to do that all the time, especially when I first moved to the suburbs. I was terrible. I would run to people's houses and just drink out of like the side of their houses. Yo, I was a menace. I used to do that and piss on people's houses. I used to, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just, I was just running wild. It was loose and fast. But I think it's very hard these days to find the information to be a better person. We're inundated with so much information. It's an information overload. So it's hard to decipher these things. And again, just like if you're like my parents and you're going through the rat race of life,
In school or work.
yeah, there's too many things to focus on the right things. There's too many distractions. And that's why I think, again, there's a lot of problems in the world, and a lot of them can be fixed with just people just being a little bit healthier. Because you'll feel more secure in yourself. I feel like a lot of people are projecting when they're showing their anger. We definitely saw that during this panini. A lot of people were saying like you have to do healthy things for their health, and it kind of removed accountability. Like if something is if a certain particular pathogen is going to hurt you, it's going to hurt you. If it's not, if I catch it and give it to you, that's not really like whether you get it on your own or I pass it on to you. If you didn't make your body the strongest possible, if you couldn't fortify it enough to defend yourself, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I've gotten sick twice over the last 2 years, and I tested sick. Didn't feel a damn thing. Because my body is a goddamn furnace. Yeah, let go front shot. Shout out to Quentin Aria. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Flexing and stuff. It's fantastic. All this flexing is making me sweat a little bit. I'm a little glistening. But yeah, it's important to focus on your health. Again, health is wealth. Really and truly. Really and honestly, you need to fortify your body to be a more capable human being. And that's going to make you feel less insecure about what's going on around you. A lion doesn't walk around scared of all the other animals in the jungle because it's the strongest animal. You know what I mean? God damn it. Also need to stop. For future reference on this podcast, I'm going to try and stop saying, you know what I mean? That is my pause phrase, and I say it 1,000,000 times. You know what I mean? I did that on purpose. Yeah, health is wealth. Health is wealth. I can't say that enough. I can't stress that enough.
And then that fortifies your mind. Then
It
that
fortifies.
makes you more confident.
It's all interconnected. If your body's working properly, your mind's not like, oh my God, I have to put out a fire here and I have to put out a fire there, and oh my God, his stomach hurts and if your body's healthy, your mind is healthy. If your mind is healthy, your spirit is healthy. If your spirit is healthy, it's not gonna manifest in your body all these aches and pains and stuff. You got to heal yourself from the inside out.
Some pains are mental.
Some pains are
Not
mental.
mine, but most.
Yeah. No,
I'm
but
back.
it's true. A lot of people, especially, I've been in acting, and learning how to act, they tell you, you got to find your drone note. And that's a note of like a memory or thing that makes you feel a particular way. And They said notice your body, like how it feels during certain emotions. Certain situations. If you're feeling sad, what do your shoulders do? What do your eyebrows do? What does your jaw does your jaw tighten up? What do you do with your hands? What do you do? Like, does your feet fiddle? Like, what do you do when you feel a particular way? Even myself, when I get angry, my shoulders come up. My shoulders tense up, just naturally. And that just goes to show, like, your body responds to mental processes. When you're thinking something, it's not like your body's just on vacation being like, oh, okay, they're thinking about something, let's just chill. They're all interconnected systems. And when you're angry, it presents in your body and in your spirit, in your soul, and how you feel, and not on some woo-woo shit, but actually. And your intuition is off, right? It interferes with your intuition. You can't properly assess the situation because you're angry. Your mind is angry, your body's angry, everything's out of whack. So that's why it's good to fortify yourself, because it's just like it's easier to explain with your body. If you lift weights regularly, before I lifted weights, doing 10 reps of 135 was almost impossible, right? It was just too heavy. Now I can push 2 plates. And that's because I fortified my body. I've made my body stronger. So, like, other resistance isn't that bad. So it's the same thing like your life. If you add more resistance and you're able to overcome some struggles, it makes the problems of life a little bit easier. You can take more load. What people are trying to do is avoid stress, avoid load. And it just makes, when you actually have to lift something, that much heavier. We're one trip grocery carriers over here on this side. One trip. I grab all those groceries one time because I lift heavy. And that's even how I carry my life. I can lift a lot of my problems at one time, one trip. Because I ain't tripping. I tried to make that slick, but I couldn't. I couldn't.
You're
do
not
it.
Kanye.
Listen, man, it's very distracting when there's so much chocolate on the screen. So much shiny chocolate. I'm looking like a fucking O. Henry bar. That was terrible. This is all going so bad. What else do you have, Angel? What do you hit me with some shit, baby? What are you thinking? What's going on in Angel's world, in Angel's perceptions? I see you writing down shit. Are you?
I'm just thinking of like gifts and like stuff to post up to make this better.
Bro, this stuff is hard. Yo,
you think I'm writing real notes?
And that's what I'm saying. This shit is hard.
Juggling a lot of stuff here.
This is only going to grow. We're just spitballing and doing shit on the fly.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
We're gonna have a little bit of more structure. I need to learn how to talk. I'm a great talker, but
that's a good distance of the mic. Sounds good.
This is a good distance.
Yes.
So I have to be right here.
Makes your voice deeper.
Oh shit, my voice is deeper.
Yeah,
is it sexier?
ASMR style.
Shit.
Give him a little.
I don't know. Wait, will we get demonetized if I rub my nipples?
I mean, not in the audio.
True. Whatever. We're not even monetizing.
It.
It doesn't mean we're not even losing money in the first place. So who gives a shit? Fuck. Yeah, we're here to provide value for you, realistically. So, we're just getting the reps up. We're just putting out content.
Trying to get good, get guests, get all that.
This one might get a bad review, but listen, all reviews are warrant. Like, we want all the smoke. If you have positive comments for us, give it to us. If you have negative, give it to us.
More money, more problems.
The only way we get better is if we hear from what people are thinking about it. We're too close to the situation. Like this one, I know sucks. I know this one isn't as good, especially as good as the first one. Why does it suck for you?
So much nipple.
There is a lot of nipple, but there's just 2 nipples, baby. It's just one off a singular. It's just one plural.
I gotta promote body positivity and
exactly. Don't be a bigot. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? Are you affected by the male body? Is it because it's a black male body? Are you racist?
No, it looks delicious.
That was delicious. Are you making my body do I look like just a piece of meat to you? Okay, I'm a human being with thoughts and feelings. Okay, I'm shirtless, but I am also vulnerably naked in the mind, and you are objectifying me, and I don't appreciate that. Okay, just because my fucking tits are out, that's definitely gonna get us demonetized if we ever get monetized.
What's wrong with le tits?
Because I can't do this. You can't
Jiggle.
jiggle them. You can do this, but I don't think you can do this. This is too provocative. You know.
I'm not provoked.
You're not. I said provocative, not provoked. Actually, isn't provocative provoked? This is the dumb. My IQ is dropping by the second.
We're here to learn.
I ate sugar. That's probably what happened. See, I was talking all that shit. I probably had
like 5 scoops of pre-workout.
I did have a lot of pre-workout. I did, and I did lift a lot of motherfucking weight.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. What else? What else? I don't like the what else. I should be more prepared. This is just a lesson, you know. Oh man, I did have a list of things to talk about from our fan suggestions. Well, not our fans, my fans, because it was on my Instagram. Because Angel didn't want to fucking participate. Angel didn't want to ask his followers what they wanted to hear. What do you mean you got to work? You just got to put an IG. Hey, what do you want to hear? It takes 3 seconds.
Told you, our friends are savage. They would just give us not serious answers.
I don't care. Take
like,
anything.
These nuts?
I got sex. Someone literally put sex. And I was like, wow, you are a sad, lonely, horny
Probably would have asked me to try all the Wingstop chicken sandwich flavors.
And we could do that.
Rick Ross did that. He did that for y'all.
Rose, you know what I mean? The lemon pepper wet. Yeah, no, I had to come closer because I needed to lean forward.
Gotta forward
but I gotta see my face. You know what I mean? Making love to the mic. Love you. I really hope no one else uses this mic or they might get the vid. Shit.
I'll just wear a mask, bro. That stops it.
It definitely does. It definitely works 100% of the time. And that's why still people got sick. Actually, no, let's not talk about this topic because that was one of the things people said they don't want to do. It's been overdone. It's been done over and over again. The thing that's most important about the events of the last 2 years is how quickly social contagions can affect people, you know, and how quickly we can turn on each other. I saw people wishing for people to not have health care, which is crazy to me, right? You make a medical decision, so that should remove you from healthcare system completely. I mean, Canada's a different thing from America. You know, we have socialized healthcare, but it was wild to see people who were virtue signaling and thinking that they were good people proudly stating on social media that people should die or people should. Oh, we can't say that. There are words we can't say that will get us. I think that
get the vaccine.
You know what I mean?
Not that they
don't say that word. There's words. I don't think anyone heard you because I said it before you said it.
Yeah, I'm quiet.
But yeah, no, there.
What's a good word you could use for that?
The jab.
Yeah.
The poke.
Yeah.
Yeah, people know.
Then they could think we're talking about steroids, though.
That's fine. That's fine.
Which you do not
Because even still, if someone was like, "Hey, you take steroids and you shouldn't get healthcare," like you're an asshole. Like you're not a good person. You're not. You're not truly a good person. Now, a lot of people are virtue signaling, and that's why it's key with that word. It's signaling because you aren't actually virtuous. You're just putting out a signal that you are. You know, but if you're truly virtuous, you'd take a step back and see the faults in your logic. You know, you could see where you trip up. But yeah, I think it's such a volatile state, and I think again because people don't really take care of themselves. So because they don't take care of themselves, they're pretty sure that people don't take care of themselves, and those people are trying to attack them just as they attack themselves. It's all a projection. You know, I don't think anyone's attacking me because I treat myself right. You know, but if someone is actually attacking me, I know how to defend myself. You know, and that's why they don't scare me. You know, no one really scares me. Even big scary individuals. I don't want to deal with any big scary individual, but I knew if the time came, I would definitely defend myself. You know, there's some people that can't even defend themselves against their friends. They'll talk all this hot shit to celebrities and be like, oh, cancel, blah, 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 blah. But then if their friend says something wild or does something wild or disrespects them, they ain't saying shit. You know what I mean? Your girlfriend's out there sucking dick, and then she's telling you to wash the dishes, and you aren't like, fuck you, bitch. You know what I mean? Your man is out there sending dick pics to other bitches, and you just acquiesce to anything he says. You know? It's wild out here in these streets. People don't have self-respect. You know, and again, self-respect starts with self. You have to respect yourself in order to get, people to respect you. If you don't respect yourself, that's why do people always treat me poorly? Why do people do this? Because you don't have any self-respect. You don't hold yourself to a standard. So what standards does anyone have to respect towards you? You know? The way I carry myself and comport myself, like, I don't know if Angel notices it when we're in the gym, but when I'm in the gym, this is a new gym I'm coming to. I'm in New Jersey for the first time. I walk into most LA Fitnesses, shout out LA Fitness, and I get head nods, I get respect, I get all that stuff because I hold myself in a certain manner. I don't slouch or anything. Like, I walk tall.
And you're nice to everyone.
Head up, chest up. I smile, I nod. I'm nice to everybody. I ask people. I'm polite because that's the same thing that I would want for me. I would want that same kind of courtesy. And then people who act like assholes are just frowning and walking around and unsure and then they're wondering why people are nervous around them because you're nervous about life. So how are they're going to be nervous because you're liable to anything? I look calm, cool, and collected, so no one's really tripping off me. And again, if they are, it's because it's a projection. They are upset at how inadequate their life is. And they don't want to see a real nigga shining, dipped and butted and shining and glistening. It's sad, man. The state of the world. This is, it's going to come to this sometimes, but this podcast, this show is centered around social commentary. We want to talk about the things that are happening around the world, and we want to be a little bit more nuanced than some of the podcasts that I see. Because I watch a lot of podcasts, and, like everyone, Monday morning quarterbacking. I would have said this. I should have said this. Da, 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 da. And we're watching this podcast right now. If you've made it this far, you've made it through a lot of boring shit, a lot of nonsensical shit. But what we're trying to do is give our own 2 cents to the world and hopefully make people a little bit better and make people think and have a more nuanced discourse, or even have better discourse with people they disagree with. Because like I said, you may not agree with me, but I'm still going to respect you. I'm still going to treat you cordially. I disagree with bro. I live my life a particular way. Not everyone lives my life. So obviously we don't agree on absolutely everything, but I still respect people. I was like, oh, you don't eat properly? Peasant. You don't do this? Peasant. Like, people are in such ideological bubbles and echo chambers that everyone outside of that is a threat to them, or is a bad person. Because, again, they don't truly have any character development. They don't know who they are inside, and they haven't done the work to really develop themselves because, again, stress is hard. Or you're caught up in the rat race of life that instinctually is not the right thing to do. You need to be living more intentionally. Your body is screaming out for it. Your mind's screaming out for it. That's why you're depressed. That's why you're sad. That's why you're overweight, binge eating, watching what the hell is that new show, the Love is Blind? People are going crazy over Love is Blind. I don't know what the shit is. Bro, girls watch the dumbest show. I don't care what anyone says. Female TV is the worst shit ever. Trash TV, bro. What is 90 Day Fiance? Like, I catch myself watching those things too from time to time, but they escape me. So, like, I'd rather be watching shit like The Chappelle Show. The Challenge is interesting to me. Big Brother, like these kind of TV shows, but even those I don't even really watch that much anymore. But female television sucks. Have you watched the female talk show? That shit is so dumb? Jennifer Hudson has a talk show. Bro, why does Jennifer Hudson have a talk show? She's one of the most talented singers on the fucking planet. Why is she talking to anybody? She should just be singing her. I'm not saying that she shouldn't talk. She shouldn't have an opinion. Don't fucking come. See?
Just dribble the ball, Will.
Just shut up and listen.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay? We're not saying all that, but why are we having these talk shows? Why are we having these 90 Day Fiancé? What is Love Is Blind? Like, what is that garbage? You know? Even though I love Love Island, I do love Love Island. I'm not gonna, or only UK. I only like UK because of the British accent. Like, you having a laugh? Can I pull you for a chat? Oh, I really like him. We get on like a house on fire. I really fancy him. I hope he fancies me. Like, that all shit is interesting. Just, it's mad, innit? Because man's is a top, man's is a top boy, yeah? Man's love, yeah? I love love. Peace and love and all that, yeah? And I want to see peng things with good lads and that. So, you already know what it is, fam. Bullet. I don't know why I said bullet. But yeah, every once in a while I watch those trash TVs, but god damn it, it's sometimes I see the things that girls share. Bro, why do girls have the lamest? I know I said we weren't doing like a girls versus men, but
I've only watched those shows when I've been in relationships.
Here's
now I don't watch anything.
Right?
Because I got
only
stuff to
watching
do.
because Susie's hooking up with Rob, but Rob really likes Sharon, and Sharon is really like. You only like, actually, you know why we like it? Because it gives us the peace we seek. You know what I mean? Us watching football or watching whatever, basketball or watching sports or UFC, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand. When we're watching their shows, peace and quiet. I could fall asleep. Realistically, I could fall asleep. And no, she won't give a fuck because she just in the shit. You know?
Yeah. I'd fall asleep while they're watching Friends.
Bro, Friends sucks. You know? I tried to watch Friends because of an ex, and it was horrible. Like, it wasn't horrible. It's an okay show. But the way it's
background
hyped,
noise, it makes you feel good.
the way it's hyped, and like the way there's like a fan base that will literally die for it makes no sense to me. Like, it's not that great. Also, Chandler is the funniest person on that show, and it makes me so upset.
Yeah.
It makes me so upset. Like, his jokes kind of like, they make him as like the dumb, I don't know like how they sell
love
Chandler.
Joey.
And Joey, listen, how you doing? Like, it's kind of it's the dumb. I just don't like
harmless.
it. You know, shout out Phoebe. Phoebe was actually like, people were like, oh, see, you really do watch it. Because I dated someone that loved Friends. Like, literally, she literally loved Friends. Loved it. Loved it. The greatest gift I could give her as a boyfriend is if I was like, hey, baby, I just created a teleportation device that's going to transport us in the world of Friends.
I think we're talking watching Friends now within the past few years, not when it came out.
I never watched it when it came out.
Humor is different.
That's for white
90s.
people.
Yeah.
That, straight up. That's for Caucasian people. I was watching Fresh Prince. I was watching Martin.
Simpsons, Fresh.
I was watching Girlfriends. Girlfriends is a million times better than Friends.
Jamie Foxx show.
The Jamie Foxx show had what, like 4 seasons?
On the WB? I don't know.
4 or 5 seasons. Something ridiculously short. Bro,
Wayne's
that
Brothers.
show blows Friends out of the water. Friends is trash.
That's when I was watching
Trash.
the Golden Girls too. We're going
Bro,
back.
Golden
That's a little too far.
Bro, I don't even give it. Bro, All in the Family, Archie Bunker, better. Okay? Stanford and Son. Okay, now we're going real because that's not even their eras.
Like Simpsons.
It's not their eras.
Some Seinfeld.
But yo, there was a group of kids that couldn't watch Simpsons. That's ridiculous.
My friend couldn't. His mom was like religious, and I would quote it at dinner at their house, and she'd be like, so angry.
Bro, it was real. It was fucking real in the field. Bart Simpson was like America's menace. A kid that was just skateboarding and saying, eat my shorts in Cowabunga. Like, that was like, oh, my child can't watch this. It's too insensitive. And then, like, what was it? Like 5 years later, South Park was invented. Yeah. Bro, my parents were immigrants. They didn't give a shit.
Humor changes. It just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, my parents were
Or
immigrants.
better,
They were
better,
just like,
better.
it's a cartoon show. It's whatever. That's also why I got away with watching anime, because they were just like, it's
They're
cartoons.
too busy to know, too.
They don't give a shit. They don't
Just
care.
like WWF and all that.
Bro,
That was another one. It was
I
wild that we
almost,
watched.
true story, I gave myself
That's
a
our soap opera.
I gave myself a tombstone pile driver and almost snapped my
Wait, how?
neck.
What?
I was thinking of like wrestling moves, and I was like, oh, like I was thinking like 5-star frog splash and swanton bomb, because Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy were like two of my favorite wrestlers at the time.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, oh, I need to create a move, and I'll call it the missile. And you could already tell where I'm going with this. The missile was so dumb. It was such a dumb concept looking back at it, but I was a child. This is why they say don't try this at home. Bro, I literally jumped on the bed straight up and like jumped and twisted my body so my head would go straight down. Why? Essentially giving myself a tombstone pile driver. And bro, as soon as my head touched the mattress, at that point I knew I fucked up. You're right. But yeah, my neck was fucked. My neck was fucked. I was laid up in my parents' bedroom for like hours. Because I did it on my parents' bed because they obviously had the soft bed. Which was also I don't know if a soft bed is dumber or a hard bed is dumber.
I think soft is better because we were trying the Swanton bomb.
Bro, I can do the Swanton bomb easy. I can
Yeah.
still do the Swanton. Bro, that's one of my birthdays. This is a true story. As I say this will make a lot of sense why I'm shirtless now. For one of my birthdays, me and my friends were jumping off my dresser, swanton bombing onto the bed while listening to Barbie Girl by Aqua. I'm not joking. We're listening to I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. You can braid my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination.
shirtless
Life is your
now.
creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Yeah. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Come. Yo, bro, that was my shit. So we were doing that, and we're jumping off the bed, just fucking, whoa, swanton bombing, eating all kinds of cake and candy and shit. It was up, and it was stuck. And then, yeah.
And you were not on Adderall.
We're not, bro, definitely wasn't on Adderall. Definitely wasn't on Adderall. Adderall wasn't even a thing. I didn't even hear about Adderall until I got into university. Adderall is fried.
Right.
Adderall is fried. Bro, people don't explain to you that, like, if you are undisciplined and you take Adderall, all Adderall is going to do is make you clean your apartment or organize every single photo in, like, your laptop. It's not going to actually, you're not going to suddenly be like, I'm going to study everything I'm supposed to do for school right now. I'm going to write the best essay in the world. If you're undisciplined and you take Adderall, you are going to reorganize your entire pantry alphabetically. That's what's going to happen. Adderall doesn't do anything for your actual focus. Like, it focuses you, but not in the way that you think. Like, if you pop an Adderall and you're like, fuck, I got to write this essay. It's like 10 p.m. It's due tomorrow at 7 a.m. I just need to take this Adderall, cram, and write it. Bro, you're fucked, because you're going to look up at 4 a.m. and be like, I just reorganized my entire apartment and I have written nothing.
You just better not have any external stimuli. You'll focus on
Yeah,
everything
no.
outside.
No word of a lie. And I didn't leave it to the last second. But I had a paper to do, and I just wanted to get it done and out of the way. And I was like, I took the Adderall and I was like, I'm going to wait for it to kick in, because it's probably like all drugs. It's going to take a while. And I'm into anime. I'm into manga. So I was like, oh, I'm going to like read one chapter of this manga that I wanted to start. I read 150 chapters.
Oh, Jesus.
I read that whole manga series in the span of 6 hours. I sat down for 6 hours and just read it. Wait, did I do it the right direction? Because anime is right
the
to
Japanese,
left.
yeah.
Oh, I did do it the right direction. I'm sick.
Are you?
I'm not positive.
shit.
What else? I wish we had like callers. I wish we could have like, hey, caller, what are you saying? What are you thinking?
More ideas to work on.
You know, but yeah,
We need one more technician for that.
That's a fact.
I'm
But
like
Angel,
on 5 million things right now.
it's very true.
It's a lot going on.
Angel, tell me what's the hardest part about starting a podcast in your estimation so far?
Not the equipment. You can just watch videos on YouTube for anything now.
That's a fact.
If you got a few funds, you can set it up.
That's
And
a
we're
fact.
using mostly our phones are better quality than the DSLR camera. So just watch videos. You could learn anything.
Actually, I need
anything.
to sit up
The hardest
closer.
thing is having someone with personality like Will who can talk about shit randomly.
Bro, I can't talk about
I can't talk about things. That's why I'm the tech guy.
I can't talk about anything. We've talked about nothing this
Hey,
episode.
at least you can talk.
We've talked
This
about
is you normally. It's not like you're putting it on a front.
That's true. I am normally like this, you know. But yeah, no, it's I think the hardest thing about starting a podcast is probably subject matter, cuz yeah, you can figure out the technological part behind it, and maybe this will change once we actually do have that uploaded, because I think the next hurdle is getting consistent followers that actually like support. But actually, you know what the hardest part
That might
about
be the hard part, getting followers then, but we don't know yet.
No, I think this episode won't be the one that lures them in, but I think over a long enough time span, and once we get the hang of it, you know, because I believe anything that I at least put my mind to,
Anything is possible.
anything is possible. But again, because I'm very humble, I think I'm the greatest at anything if I really apply myself. And because I'm committed and I feel really good about this situation with my homeboy Angel, and I think we can actually really provide something of value to people in terms of social commentary and a different perspective and a balanced perspective, and without fear of really, because again, I think people at the highest levels can't really say anything. You know, they have to be more cautious because they have to worry about like their influence and stuff. And I feel like eventually we'll get to a certain point in that. But my goal is, even at the highest forms, if we become the biggest podcast in the world, I'll still be talking shit. You know, the goal is to create an infrastructure and a community that is free from censorship and just this discourse. You know, if you're a fan of us, if you're a fan of this podcast, you don't have to be a fan of everything I say. You can be a fan of this podcast and go out into society and be like, Will's a moron. Like, I think he's so dumb, and everything he says, why does he have to be there with glasses on and a shirt off and a cigar and a gold chain? What's wrong?
I wonder that too.
Why is he so full of himself? Like, why is he the way he is? Like, I fucking hate that guy, but I love his podcast. You know what I mean? I at least love that it's engaging. Like, you can still be a fan and talk shit about me. I don't care. I don't care. Like, we welcome everybody. We welcome the haters. We welcome the lovers. We welcome everybody, because that's what this truly is, you know. And I do want to hear from people, because initially it's just going to be our friends and family. Even if you are a stranger, I'm messing up the camera, but
I hear so many mic sounds when you grab it.
listen, okay, I'm sorry.
It's
I like
podcast ASMR, all right?
whatever, man. People are gonna be fine. They'll make it. But no, we definitely want to hear from you. We definitely want to hear input. We definitely want to hear challenges to our opinions. We definitely want to hear, like, even in the just the mic drop in. We definitely want to hear, like, I don't know if it's gonna
Dolomite
drop,
movie.
but the first,
It's like a Dolomite. Like
Dolomite.
some lighting is gonna fall in the boom.
Yeah, but no, we want to hear from you. If you're like, hey, I disagree with this point, this point, this point. Even if you don't even have anything substantial, there's no such thing as a stupid comment. And even if it is a stupid comment, it's great content for us. So this is a free space. You know what I mean? This is not a safe space. It definitely isn't safe. This is a danger. If people are trying to create safe spaces, we're trying to create dangerous places. We're trying to create fucking chaos that you can survive. But dangerous in the like safe danger, like
Safe
safe
danger.
danger. Yeah, safe danger.
Okay.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
I'm a martial artist, right?
It's like ziplining or doing something.
Exactly. We're
got
doing
safety
something within the
precautions.
constraints of some safety rails. You know, like we're sparring. This is podcast sparring or mental sparring.
Or mental.
Masturbating. Yay!
Ding, 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 ding.
Yo, someone drop a flex bomb on that. Fire. Absolutely fire. But yeah, no, it's definitely a place for free expression. And I know people are gonna be like, no, racists are gonna say, well, I don't care. Listen, if you're a racist and you want to say I hate that nigga with a hard R, sure, do it. Do it. And I really mean it. Like, I'm not saying that just to say it or be provocative or anything. I really and truly mean it. If you're a hateful person, please express yourself, because that's the only way I know you exist. That's that I'm not like these
I
other.
know who to avoid and not talk to.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not like these other people. Like, oh, if your words are violence, whatever, bro. If you hate black people, tell me. Cool. Now I know not to. We can be cool. Like, we can be separate. We can be on other ends of the spectrum. I don't care. If you want to listen to this, you want to listen to a podcast with a black dude, I think that's kind of
Are you planning
deprecation.
segregation again? Is that
I'm not planning segregation. This is getting. Listen, what I'm saying is, I truly care about free speech. You know, obviously, I don't want to incite violence. I don't think if you're a true fan of this podcast, you may have hateful ideations and things like that. I wouldn't encourage it. I don't, I want everyone to be a good,
Trying to uplift.
warm. Yeah, we want to be. But if you happen to be that person, at least in the beginning, and hopefully through these conversations, we can change you from a hateful person. But if you come in with hateful ideologies, as long as you're not inciting violence and inciting something that isn't just words that's going to escalate past that, that's bad. But if you're just using words and stuff like that, we're cool with words. We're cool with words.
Sticks
And
and
I know a lot of
stones.
people are going to disagree with that, because again, I think they're not comfortable and they have certain insecurities that's going to make words more harmful to them. But again, if you're a true fan of this podcast, you welcome that. You're breaking out of that shell, right? You're breaking out of that shell where words are violence. Because again, I'm your friend. I'm going to say some words that hurt you, and you're going to turn around. You're going to think about it. You're like, well, I like Will. I disagree with him. He's probably not going to actually perform any violence on me because he said these things. So I guess his words really aren't like that violent, So hopefully it changes your framework. And then you go into society, you go into work, you go with your friends, you're on social media and your friend makes a post or says something insensitive or stuff like that, you can handle it a little better. This is just, again, mental sparring. It's going to train you to wrestle with ideas that you might not agree with, and then go out into society and perform as a better human being. These are just the beginnings. We don't really have tools or protocols or stuff like that, and we're definitely working on those things to provide for you. But yeah, the main goal is to provide a social commentary that helps balance people out, so when they go into the world, they're that much better as a human being. I'm not just going to talk about positive shit. I'm not just going to be like, oh yeah, love and light, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say things that challenge you. I'm going to say things that I may be wrong. It may be the first time I have that idea and I haven't really thought it out, and I say it for the first time on the podcast, and people are going to get really upset. But through that, even my knowledge and my ideas and my ideologies are going to change and shift and grow and evolve, because fear of saying it doesn't expand your horizons. If I keep the stupid ideas to myself, I'm going to remain stupid. You know what I mean? If I think incorrectly and I never challenge or test those thoughts and just keep them in my head, and then the day presents where I express those and it actually is hurtful to my life, that's more dangerous than me saying some shit on a podcast.
See, if you make it this far into the podcast, you get some knowledge. You
get some gems.
one little gem.
You get one gem, and yeah.
Back to Island.
Yeah. Nah, but people are gonna be like, oh, like what if an employer sees like, yo, I don't give a shit. I'll figure it out. Get rich or die trying. You hear me? I'm not going to censor myself or prevent myself from sharing ideas. We're already on social media. You're going to find things that I've said before in the past, whether on Facebook or thing. You're going to see me like porn star pictures or, say some, you're going to see all kinds of things. But that person is me. You know what I mean? That's still the person that loves his godchildren. You know what I mean? And treats them nicely and is nice to the elderly and children and cordial and all this other stuff. All those people exist in me. The same person that would spend like 5 hours jerking off on Pornhub is the same person that's sitting here trying to help the world and educate people and talk to people and expand their horizons and all that. That's the same person. He's the same person, and I've evolved past that. Now I only spend 1 hour. Okay? Yo, 1 hour on Pornhub is wild. But you do get into those traps. Bro, when you get desensitized off porn, this is a real thing, and this is for anybody, especially in today's society. We've obviously, it's easier to get sexual images quickly, especially if you're a hyper-sexed individual. You get desensitized really quickly. The law of diminishing returns is real. You can only bust so many nuts to normal sex. And then you start doing it. Well, okay, now I just want to go into threesomes. Okay, now I want guy, girl threesomes. Okay, now I need gangbangs. And the next thing you're watching toothpaste. You're watching toothpaste porn. Yeah, there's toothpaste porn. That's a real thing.
Wow.
Look it up at your discretion.
Thanks.
Private browsing. Open up your private browser, then look it up. Don't be reckless.
It's gonna mess up my algorithm.
Don't mess up your algorithm. Don't be getting the weird suggestions. It's wild. It's wild that Pornhub also has a suggested for you. Like, how do you know? You don't know me. You don't know me and my struggles. You don't know my pain. You don't know what I've been. You don't know what I've been going through. Just because I liked fat ass white girls yesterday. That's a category. That's what Pog is.
Spit my drink I was drinking.
It's because I like that Sunday doesn't mean today I like that. Maybe I want to see some fat ass black girls. Maybe I want to see some BBWs. You know what I mean? Maybe I want to see some Asians. Maybe she's wearing something more adventurous like a thong or a G-string. I don't know. I thought this was the nest. That was an old school reference for those who know. But yeah, you can get desensitized and you're into some weird shit. And when you're like a teenager and you're just raging with hormones, you do look up sometimes and you're just like, whoa, how much time has passed since I've been watching this shit? And if you don't relate, good for you, because it is a dark hole to be a nasty nigga. It's a dark hole. It's a lot of money. You're spending a lot of money on lotion and tissues and new keyboards and stuff. You also become ambidextrous. You're good with both hands.
Sounds like you're promoting it a little.
No, I'm not promoting it. Find real relationships. Because it's real. Listen to me. One of the best things, and I still struggle with this from time to time. You know what I mean? Because even the Instagram algorithms know I like a fat ass. You know what I mean? It knows I like my weakness is women. So I succumb to the likes. I succumb to the double taps. But the less I watch of sexual images, the more invigorated I feel as a man. The more energy I feel to do stuff like this and start a podcast with my friend or start businesses or entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Like, people think of like black magic of breaking up with an ex and having like breakup rage and breakup energy and like you want to
pre-workout.
The forbidden pre-workout, right? But you want to go deep dark into the magic. You want to go Voldemort levels.
Yo, you said his name?
I'm sorry. I said no names, but he who should not be named. But yeah. Cut down on your own vices. Cut down on those things that you masturbate to. And I don't mean just sexually. I mean everything. Food porn, motivation porn, any of that stuff that whether you mentally masturbate or physically masturbate to it, or even spiritually, just all the spiritual stuff. Once you restrict yourself and try to be more present in the world, you're going to have a lot more energy, because you're going to feel nervous. You're going to have your body be like, oh, I want to go back to Instagram, or I want to do this, I want to do that. Just one more minute on Pornhub. Like, it's really going to sap your energy,
It's so nice having the phone away.
It is. And you have a little bit of separation anxiety, but you use that anxious energy to do something else. I was in a relationship recently, and it unfortunately ended. I cared about that person a lot, and it pissed me off that I wasn't adequate enough to maintain that relationship. You got to take responsibility on some level. I'm not saying that person is completely absolved of whatever issues was going on with them and our relationship, but I definitely took accountability of what I could be responsible for, and I wanted to work on myself in such a manner that would never happen again. And I started more business ideas. I started networking more. All that energy that, ultimately I did feel that. I was just like, oh, I just need like connection and stuff like that. And I just need to hook up with other girls. All that. I was like, man, that hasn't served me one bit. I already broke up. Like, I had a 4-year relationship prior to that. And that's all I did. I just became a whore, an absolute whore. And all that did was drain my goddamn bank account and my energy. And I mean, being an entrepreneur is also draining my bank account and my energy, but the return on investment is hopefully going to be tenfold. So yeah, it's important to not get lost. The Pornhub conversation transformed into this larger conversation is that you can become desensitized in this life and drown your sorrows in some kind of guilty pleasure, whether it be Friends, Love is Blind, fat ass white girls on Pornhub, all kinds of stuff. But again, you're not living intentionally. You're kind of just floating through life, and not living up to your best potential. And that's why you feel depressed. That's why you feel inadequate. That's why you feel like something is wrong with your life, because you're not. Deep down, in your spirit that you should be doing more, and you can be doing more. And like I said, the only reason I can give that advice is because I feel that advice. You know what I mean? I've been through it. I'm not talking about ethereal thoughts. Like, I've experienced it, and Hove went through that, so hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that.
Did I tell y'all to sell crack?
Did I? Nah. But yeah, that's one of my jewels, is just, find something that's actually important to you, and, go for it and try it out. And I guess that's a reoccurring theme, because I talked about that on an initial podcast. I think at this point I've mentioned it so many times that we're probably going to drop that first one, because that first one was fire. This second one is mid, but, the first one is absolutely fire, and it's just going back to the same thing. Just like make yourself better, make your life better. That's all I really want, and that's all I've really started this for. And I think I'm gonna ring the bell on this until I have more topics to talk about, because all of the topics are just going to go back to this. The reason I'm going to talk about financial literacy is because I want you to be more financial literate to build your life. The reason I'm going to talk about physical fitness is because I want you to be better physically in life. The reason I'm going to talk about spirituality and psychedelics and conspiracy theories and all that other stuff is so you can be more aware of the world and things around you. So again, your life can be better. All of this shit is for your life to be better. That's it. You know what I mean? I can just make my life better through whatever means, businesses, whatever. But at some level, especially watching what was happening during the pandemic and how podcasts saved my life, I think it was essential for me to start my own podcast, especially with someone that I love, like my friend Angel. I think it was important for me to do that because podcasts helped me. Really, really, I really mean this. Like, I'm not bullshitting, you know? If it wasn't for podcasts, I probably would have been in a darker place, you know? But listening to people and having them share their knowledge and all from all different genres, whether it was a basketball podcast, whether it was a mixed martial arts podcast, the Joe Rogan podcast, Andrew Huberman podcast, 19 Keys, Earn Your Leisure, Your Mom's House, Two Bears, One Cave, the Lex Friedman podcast, Mike Rashid's podcast. Like, I can keep going on podcasts because Bad Friends with Bobby Lee, like, I can keep going. Those things really helped me. Even like the TV shows that I was watching weren't really helping me. Like I used to watch a lot of TV and those things just fucking wasn't doing anything for my life. I was just sapped in them, you know? But these things at least provided me information or entertainment to a point where, you know, it made me want to be better. And I have been marginally better in the last 2 years than I have in my entire life. So yeah, I felt like if I could get that much value from podcasts, I'm going to try my absolute darndest to do the same for friends in my community. Cause that's what I always get too. Like I said, I keep getting people asking me if to start a podcast and do all these things. And I'm going to start my podcast so I can at least have a platform even for my friends that have stories and are in different kind of industries. I have friends that are in the real estate market, mortgage brokers, producers, directors, photographers, actors. You know, I have a list of people. I have immigrant parents that may be on this to talk about their experience, you know, doing this shit. We have friends, you know, that have their little life experiences and, you know, trials and tribulations and interesting stories. We all have something to offer.
You don't want to just listen to celebrities.
No,
real
exactly.
People.
We want to keep that real rap raw. And even like I said, we're sellouts, we're whores. I'm a slut. Get me lit. I dare you. Bitch, I'm a thought. Get me lit. Gun on my hip. I don't have a gun on my hip. But yeah, no, even at the upper echelons, I still want my friends and family and people like I hope we cut the first part of this because now I'm really spitting. But I hate some of these YouTubers and podcasters because they're trying to get famous off like doing pranks and like reaction videos.
A lot of reaction videos.
And like getting porn stars in to like appeal to the 13-year-old horn dog in me, you know? But they're not really trying to get poppin'. Like, you see a lot of the YouTubers that have podcasts now that are not as poppin' on podcasts as YouTube because their thought processes suck. Like, they're not actually interesting people. Like, they actually suck. Like I said in the first one, I meet a lot of these people that are famous and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm way cooler than you, like, by far. Like, I have way more interesting stories and life experiences and life observations and vantage. Like, I'm way cooler than you. You know what I mean? I'm just a fuck. Like, I was trying to be a normal person, you know? People told me that I was too arrogant and I was too brash. I'm too cocky. You know, I need to be a little bit nicer to people. I can't be mean to everyone. I was trying to conform to society. You know what I mean? And I didn't. Oh, God damn it! I gotta stop saying. You know what I mean? But I was trying to conform to society, and I wasn't trying to be the truest version of myself, and that prevented me from being the best version that I am today. Because I stopped giving. At some point, like Vegeta said, at some point I stopped caring. You know what I mean? God damn it. But if you watch Dragon Ball Z and Vegeta goes Super Saiyan for the first time, for all my anime nerds out there, that is what he says. He was jealous of Kakarot. He was trying to be like Goku. He was trying to ascend to Super Saiyan like Goku. And he trained and he put his body through all this immense, and he was trying to be something that he wasn't. And at some point, he just stopped caring. And that's when he became his truest self. And that's when he ascended to the level of the legendary Super Saiyan. So it was the same thing for me. I just stopped caring. I stopped caring about being nice. I stopped caring about people's feelings. I stopped caring about all that other shit. And I just was me. Because I'm also a genuinely good person. No matter what shit talk and
nice.
whatever. Pardon?
You are nice.
Thank you. So, yeah, you have to be the truest version of yourself. You have to make yourself better, and that's my overall arching point. To be a better version of yourself, you can't really care what people say, and you have to try new ideas, and you have to challenge yourself, and you have to put yourself through different stresses. Evolution happens because the genes are fighting for survival. Down to the molecular level, our body is fighting stress constantly. So you have to stress yourself out. You have to put yourself through certain stresses, or the world's gonna stress you out itself. What are we having? We're picking up stuff. I see rolling. But yeah, my fucking back hurts. How long have we been talking? How long has this stream been going?
Hour 23.
Hour 23. Yeah, we're cutting it off because my back hurts and I need to eat. But yeah, the main thing, like I'll always leave with, work on your mind, your body, and your soul. Those are the three things that you can't live without. Those are the things you have forever. So if those are the things you had, those are the most important. You won't get another body. You won't get another mind. You won't get another soul. So why not just make those things the best versions that they can be? So focus on that, and you'll make the people around you a little bit better. You'll be the light that shines on their lives, and they'll improve themselves. And once you improve them, and then the community improves, and that's how we really make a better world. So
Shut up, bitch.
Fair. But yeah, no. Be better, and I promise you.
That's when the blessings come in.
That's when the blessings come in. You dig? I'm Sir William III. My man Angel, show your beautiful face for the people. That is, if the first one's the epilogue, this is either episode 1 or episode 2. I don't really give a shit at this point because my back hurts. We are trash. And we'll reveal the name. Either it'll be named or it'll happen in the next podcast. I don't know if we're going to keep this one because I really don't like it. But God, that was a lot of sound probably than me grabbing that mic. Okay, we're just going to cut again. All right, give me.
And that's another episode.
No.
I'm
gonna cut it. I'm gonna.
What?
Don't call it that name. Don't you tease me, you whore. Let me look at the camera. Be good to one another. Be good to yourself. Make the world the best place you can. Show people grace. As you would, what's it called? Oh, this is how we can really end it. We're working on an ending, and this is how we can really end it. Nothing hits harder than the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And that doesn't mean just the pleasurable stuff, right? If I fuck up, I want people to hold me to account, right? And I would do the same for them. So just be a good person to other people because you would want them to be good to you. Call people out on their bullshit because you would want people to call you out on your bullshit. And again, just make the world a better place and work on yourself. And I think that's where we can wrap. Sick. Oh, my back hurts so bad.